Be vegan, repentant, save your soul.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Acara kami menyediakan banyak bahasa. Silakan lihat suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Sur déboiser ou déboiser un pied bois nul, et bien c'est pays au clair. Pas qu'on peut pays au clair. Tandis que un grand pied bois, par contre qui va aller danger pour faire. Le réussi qu'on boit dans sa savane. Mais le réussi planter 2-3 en pied bois qui sont ouais.
Climate Solution, a revealing documentary by United in Heart, Part 3 of 4. Continue watching to find out more. Tervah means hello in Karelian, a Finnic language. I am Victoria, the caring people of the Republic of Karelia. Thank you for your eco-friendly actions and for following the vegan lifestyle. May you live in peace and love every day. Beloved viewers, welcome to part 3 of our 4-part series, Climate Solution, a revealing documentary by United in Heart. In parts 1 and 2, the documentary explained how the climate crisis can be halted and even reversed through global adoption of the vegan lifestyle. In addition, we showed how important reforestation is to further address the effects of climate change. On today's program, we present the final segment of the film, starting with Mr. Avram Rosen, Executive Director of the non-profit organization Satana Forest, describing how desertification can be reversed through the careful conservation of rainwater.
Desertification is a malignant process. It is consuming our planet, just like cancer can consume a human's body. The Sahara is moving south very, very fast, taking more and more of the savanna and the forest over and making it into unusable land where there's no livelihood for people. And I see people leaving their homes because they can't sustain themselves, and they're becoming homeless in nearby towns and cities. This is so sad. What we need to do is keep much more water on the land so that nature can do the work for us and supply us the water. We don't need to depend on commuting water from very far away. We need to depend on local water going into local aquifers and then being pumped locally and supporting the farmers and other people that live on the land. When we came here 7 years ago, my wife, my daughter and I, this looked like the moon. It was a lunar landscape. It was very white, very barren, and we wanted to plant a tropical dry evergreen forest on this barren land. And we started by planting trees. Soon enough, we discovered that planting trees is not enough, and we have to keep the water on the land. What makes this land so arid is the fact that all the rainwater that falls in the monsoon just goes away. So we started doing a lot of water conservation work, just stopping the water everywhere we could through check dams and swales and bunds and gabions and different methods of stopping the water. And this has worked miracles. The result is 6 meters increase in the water table and a lot of vegetation that is growing here. Then people can harvest it in their wells for their agriculture or for their domestic uses, and of course for drinking. In the process, we established a community of volunteers. We have 1,000 volunteers a year coming here from more than 50 countries, doing the work on the land, bringing their own ideas and creativity, and of course spreading the word out. We chose to do Sadna Forest Haiti, our second project, in the poorest place in Haiti, in a place called Ansapit. Very few NGOs want to go there. We bring with us not just expertise, but optimism. Desertification is not just physical problem. It's a social problem. And Sadhana Forest's role is also to introduce faith into the people living there, faith in their land, faith in their ability to stay there and to live a good, fulfilling life.
Nous venons là, c'est pas pour jouer, c'est pour bien. Nous ne venons là pour jouer, ni rien. Mais nous venons là pour nous aider pour nous travailler ici. Pour nous aider à planter choucoucou.
Et lancer avec reboisement, parce que le reboisement c'est véritable tout ça. Le reboisement c'est lui-même son la vie. Ouais. Si vous déboisez ou déboisez un pied bois nul, et bien c'est p3o4. Pas qu'on compte p3o4. Tandis que un grand pied bois, on va compte qui va aller danger pour faire. Le réussi qu'on boit dans savane. Mais le réussi planter 2-3 ans puis on va qui sort. Ouais.
Before we suggest the way forward, let's address the elephant in the room. Don't we need to eat meat and animal products like milk, cheese, and eggs for human health? Here's what nutrition experts say.
The American Dietetic Association is the largest U.S. organization of professional dietitians and nutritionists and represents over 100,000 credentialed practitioners. In 2009, the association released an official position paper about vegetarian and vegan diets. It stated that appropriately planned vegetarian diets, including total vegetarian or vegan diets, are healthful and nutritionally adequate. It further explains that well-planned vegetarian diets are appropriate for individuals during all stages of the life cycle, including pregnancy, lactation, infancy, childhood and adolescence, and for athletes.
There's more to it than surviving on a vegan diet. We can actually thrive on one. Please consider this health perspective from cardiologist Dr. Kim Williams, the former president of the American College of Cardiology.
A patient that's coming into cardiology has had an event, and it's not always a stroke. It's usually a heart attack, peripheral artery disease. They have blood pressure that's out of control. They understand that they have a problem, and that's a teachable moment. And we get that all the time. And so when the patient's in the coronary care unit, I'm usually seeing them, because I'm not doing invasive cardiology, I'm seeing them on rounds the next morning. Okay, so I said, I'm going to ask you to do a little quiz with me, just to tell me where you are in terms of your thinking. And I'm going to ask you some questions, and they sound a little silly, but yeah, just humor me, and let's see how far we can get with this. Tell me what happened to you while you're here. And they say, I had a heart attack. That's right. How did the heart attack happen? Well, they told me I had a blocked artery. That's right. Okay. What was it blocked with? Plaque? That's right. What is plaque made out of? Fat and cholesterol? That's exactly right. And where did that fat and cholesterol come from? The patient says, 100% of the time, I ate it. It all started in the early 1900s. That coronary heart disease was actually the cause of that chest pain that people get, and that coronaries can actually clot off. The so-called coronary thrombosis is the technical term. It was actually discovered by James Herrick, who actually was a Rush physician. And it turns out that there was a little bit of a gap, 1918, when it wasn't the leading cause of death in the United States because of the Spanish flu epidemic, really a worldwide devastating flu. And yeah, if you take out 675,000 Americans from one disease, heart disease fell to number 2 that year. That epidemic lasted 3 years, and heart disease was back as number 1 by 1919. And it's been there ever since. And that's really because of what we do. It has to do with lifestyle. The chair is the new cigarette. People need an early release program from their sofas, and we need to stop eating animal products with high saturated fat, high sugar, refined carbohydrates. If we do all that, which would be a whole food plant-based diet, and we're doing the exercise, we're paying attention to our weight, blood pressure, cholesterol, no one's smoking, we can actually do this. It's not hard. Rush University is known for having a large number of plant-based, vegetarian and vegan cardiologists, and we really try to change the outcome of our patients by not just the modern guideline-driven management of medications and revascularizations and the latest therapies that you can do with this device or that one, but really changing what we like to say, changing the paradigm by turning off the faucet. And people have heard that hopefully many times instead of mopping up the floor. We really do like to improve people's outcomes.
Arvind and I went vegan the day after he heard Dr. Sailesh Rao present the climate solution. It was a no-brainer because we have kids and we want them to live full lives.
Our kids are also why we created this documentary, or in other words, we must work together to solve climate change. You see, if we each go our own way and disregard how our food, carbon, and communication choices affect each other, then we all lose. But if we change our perspective from private to united in heart, we unlock the vast potentialities of our highest ideals.
And together, we'll advance the great transition, which is explained here.
We can use renewable energy, a plant-based diet, and the internet to amplify the great transition to a thriving, socially just, and sustainable Earth.
This is why we ask you to set brave goals on food, carbon, and communication.
Our collective goal is to educate and empower people so that governments rapidly engage in vegan reforestation. Our app facilitates this process through a video platform on the climate emergency, the great transition, how to go vegan, and vegan health considerations.
Thanks for watching and best wishes.
Many thanks to United in Heart for this brilliant documentary. We wish you great success in raising global awareness about these simple solutions to halt climate change. For more information on United in Heart, please visit unitedinheart.org. Thoughtful viewers, thank you for your company today. Please join us again on Monday, May 31st for the concluding episode of Climate Solution, a revealing documentary by United in Heart. Coming up next is Magical Power is Never Enough to Protect You, Part 4 of 5, right after Noteworthy News. May we protect the lives of our children and our children's children by quickly adopting the earth-saving vegan lifestyle.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/PE. Killing is never right. Peace is the only answer.